Yo, what is up guys, Cross here. Today I'm going to show you my keyboard binds and try to help some people out if they're switching to keyboard from controller, or you just kind of want to change up your keybinds. I know I've gone through this a lot where I just wasn't happy with my keybinds, kind of just want to find someone else's. So WASD, W for forward, A left, S backwards, and then D right. That's standard on all keyboard and mouse games. Jump is spacebar, sprint is left shift. I know some people are dabbling with just using W as sprint instead of holding sprint and W at the same time. I don't do that. I know there's some complicated ways. I'm not about that. Auto run, I have that on equals. That's default. I know Tfue uses caps lock. I might change that soon, but I haven't really paid attention to it. It's not really a big deal. Crouch is left control. I find that easier than C in most cases. So I just kind of leave that left control. Fire and then scope is left and right mouse. Mouse 1, mouse 2. That's standard. Reload is R, very standard. Use is very different from. I've never heard of anyone else that uses use on their mouse, but that's just how I feel comfortable. Most people use use on E, but I find that harder because then I have to give up some movement, as well as I use something else on E, which I'll show you later. Harvest tool is 5. I find that way easier than having it on 1, because 1 through 4 is very important. So I move my harvest tool to 5 just because, in fights you're not really going to be using it unless you have to break someone's building down. But that so it's not as important as the gun, so I just move it to 5. And then 1 2 3 4 on 1 2 3 4 slots, and then weapon mouse slot 5 is actually on my mouse. I find this easier because if you want to switch from a shotgun to an SMG, I'll put the SMG on my last weapon slot, so then I can use it, so I don't have to take away from moving. I could just focus on actually switching the weapon, shooting someone, instead of having to stop moving, click a button, and then start moving again. So here is all the building. I have a wall on Q. That's pretty standard. Floors on E. It's in replace of my use key. I find that most easy for me. I know some people use their use key on E so they don't have that floor. I've heard people using Z, X, or C for their floor, stairs, and roof kind of stuff, but I can't personally move down, so I can only move my fingers up, so I just have it on E. Stairs is on F. I know a lot of people use edit for F, but my edit is on a different key, which I'll show you later. My roof is on mouse wheel up. That's just how I do it. I know a lot of people use this Z, X, or C, but I rather mouse wheel up. Trap is on mouse wheel down. I found this easier when I'm in battle, so instead of clicking T, I would accidentally rotate my stairs or something and really mess myself up, so I just have it on mouse wheel down. It's much easier for me. I just recently changed the roof and the trap to those, and I find that they work really well for me. So placing building is left mouse. That's standard. Repair, most people don't use repair, but I find it really helpful if you're up in a building and someone's trying to shoot you down and they go to reload and your building is on a one hit, then it's super useful. I know a lot of people don't use it, but that's just me. Rotate building, I took it off R and moved it to C. I just found that if I was in a battle, I'd accidentally rotate my stairs. It just happens, you get cluttered, and so I moved it to C so that wouldn't happen. Change buildings, right mouse, select building, edit, left mouse, reset building, right mouse. It's very standard. Vehicle exit, you want to use that as your same use key, so obviously my use key is on my mouse, so that's where it is. Changing seats is left control. Vehicle honk, I've never used the vehicle honk, nor did I know that was a thing until right now, so I just kind of leave that on whatever it is. Push the shopping cart, and then power slide both on spacebar. Previous mouse wheel picker and next mouse wheel picker is for your emotes, for your different emote pages, so they don't really matter. I just have them on my arrow keys, as well as I have cursor mode, tab. My chat's on enter. Nobody uses chat. Emote is on M. It's not really important unless you're just trying to finesse some kids, so I just have it on M because I don't really use it. Even though I bought emotes, I don't use it. Repeat, last emote, again, not worthy, so I just have it on an arrow key. Toggle map, I have it on N instead of M because I felt like M was a little too far if I was trying to check it quick in game. I didn't want to have to stop moving or anything. Push to talk on B, I usually just use the in-game mode where it just auto talks. You don't have to push any buttons when I'm playing with people on console. And then building edit is on mouse click button. So my middle mouse, I have to click it to be able to edit. I find that easier because if I had it on G or F, in certain cases you'd have to stop moving right and able to do that. So if I have it on my mouse, then I don't have to actually stop moving. So that's all my keybinds, and then we'll go in game and show you some more. So now that I'm in game, I'll kind of show you my setup and then how to use the binds. So my first thought is always on sniper or a long range weapon, sometimes a deagle, sometimes a scoped AR. I feel like it's most important, and I'm rather good with the snipers, so I always keep it on my first thought. Second thought's the assault rifle. Again, you know, this is all subjective. This is all what I use. You can use whatever you want, but this is what I'm most comfortable with. Third's always my shotgun. I never have anything else in my third slot besides a shotgun. If I don't have a shotgun, I'll just kind of keep that slot empty because I'll think I have a shotgun and try to switch to it, and if I have meds there, I'll be medding up in the middle of a fight. It won't be good. Fourth slot, I try to keep meds on. If I don't have any meds, I'll just put another weapon there. And then fifth slot's always SMG. The reason that I'll show you right now. So if you're in game and there's a player right here, normally if you shoot and then switch to another weapon, it might be a little bit slower, so you shoot, switch, and obviously that looks fine, but when you're in the middle of switching, you're not going to be able to move right. So in my case, since I have my last slot earlier, like I said, on my mouse, I can shoot and move sideways that entire time without having to stop moving for a second. So on the left side of the screen, obviously you can see what I'm clicking. These are all my binds, and so we'll go from here. Alright, so if you want to build a ramp, obviously you just click F and then build up like this. If you want to put floors or put walls behind it, you'd kind of just build like this. Very standard. If you're in a box, and you wanted to, you know, edit, click mouse middle click, as you can see on the screen, and just kind of edit everything. You know, this works for me. Obviously it doesn't work for everybody, but it's just most simple for me, so that's what I have it on. Obviously I have traps on my mouse wheel down, so you know, if I'm in a box or I trap someone in it, I can easily move it down without having to click T. Sometimes when I click T, I mess it up pretty bad and don't actually get the trap out, and I just end up dying. So there's the issue there. Other than that, that's about it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, like. Peace out. Deuces.